So yeah, let's talk some fantasy. It's fantasy football, fellas here with Sam and Connor. We're back after a little fall hiatus because we've been very busy. So what's up? How's your fantasy life going, man? Mine's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Not good,
I'm
not great.
to be honest, I'm probably in the same boat as you in most of these leagues. Like I'm at holy shit. I'm the same record in all three of my leagues. I didn't even realize
You're
that.
6-4 and all.
I'm 6-4 in all three.
Yeah, I'm 6-4 and all too. Then
Yeah, so I mean I feel like I'm pretty similar to what you're sitting at. Like I don't feel like oh yeah, my team's like ready to go for like a fantasy playoff push. Like in my law school league with like 14 people, I don't even think I have a playoff spot secured quite yet. Um and in so let's start with dynasty. Let's do that. We never start with the dynasty league. So the dynasty league, um, I feel like the last couple of weeks I kind of caught a windfall on a lot of these games, uh, purely off the back of Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is turning out to be, I think he is RB1 on the season, and he's turning out to be like the guy. Um, and in the draft process, a lot of people kind of like he was going like the RB4 after Saquon, well, CMC, Saquon, and Ezekiel Elliott, and then it was usually, you pick Michael Thomas, Dalvin Cook in there. Sometimes Derrick Henry was even taken over Dalvin Cook. But Dalvin Cook is, I think, far and away like the RB1 on the season. He's single-handedly carrying my season in this dynasty league. So, with that being said, I feel like a lot of these, because we have such small rosters, I guess that's really why, because you just need like one dude to really ball out, and then, it's kind of peaches and gravy after that. You just kind of got to make sure that the rest of your lineup doesn't totally shit the bed. And that's kind of been happening, these last couple of weeks. Mike Evans has been serviceable. Kareem Hunt is playing fine. He obviously was missing Nick Chubb for a while, so he was getting plenty of touches. DJ Moore had a couple of decent games to keep me afloat. And that's pretty much it. Matt Ryan has been fine. So that all being said, I'm looking a little dicey for this weekend. I'm predicted to win here, but I picked up Jameis Winston a long time ago, just like on a whim. It was like I have Drew Brees on my team as my second quarterback because this is a super flex league. So I picked up Jameis Winston, like, I don't know, like we're in dynasty, so it was more so for like next year, like the idea that Jameis Winston will probably get a deal somewhere else, and that's why I was stashing him. But Drew Brees went down with a big old hit last week, and so it was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna start getting some dividends paid on this Jameis Winston stash here a little earlier than I expected. And so throwing Jameis Winston into that superflex spot, it was like, oh, fuck yeah. Jameis Winston against the Falcons? Like, what a prime spot. And then news broke today that Taysom Hill is definitely getting the start over Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston, in fact, they made sure to clarify that Jameis Winston isn't going to be in on any offensive packages. They made sure.
For him. Yep.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, I'm looking at your roster. I'm like, well, fuck, man. I'm looking at, without scrolling down, I was like, oh, perfect. Well, just throw Drew Brees on your IR and then grab Taysom Hill and get all the quarterbacks in the Saints. But I see you're in quite the predicament here because your IR is full with
Sure
OBJ
is.
and Zach Ertz, and you also have Brandon Ayuk, who's... Why don't you throw him on your taxi squad?
He was on my taxi squad, and then he started balling out, and so I pulled him up instead of going out on the waiver wire to pick up a wide receiver.
Can you not put him back on the taxi squad?
No.
Oh, so once he gets promoted to the active roster, you're done.
Yeah. That's the rule in the league with, I think it's through week 4. You have up to week 4 to you can pull them up from the taxi squad whenever you want, but
you can't banish them back after week 4.
Correct.
Oh, all right. Well, damn, you are. Yeah, you're. That's tough.
Yeah, that's football, baby. I don't know. I may or may not. It's kind of like what I was saying before, where it's not really the best situation, but I don't know, man. Like in this league, like I think this is a league where like just about everybody, yeah, fucking the like 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes are 6-4, and then 2 other dudes are 5-5, just one game behind. So like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us here who are. I guess 7 if you count the pick on the block guy who's only a game ahead, so plus or minus 1 game or tied. There's like 7 people all right in contention here. So I mean I don't know. Like I feel like that's probably where I'm gonna end up unless I just like decide to like really shit the bed here. I don't think I'm gonna like blow the nips off anybody on the back end of the season here. So I'm probably gonna end up finishing middle of the pack. So I don't know if I drop a game here or there, whatever. I don't know. I put in a claim for Taysom Hill. That's actually what I was gonna talk to you about. How much money should I put on Taysom Hill here?
How much you got?
I put on $250.
No, like how much do you have? How much fab do you have left?
Oh,
Total.
Let me check
What
the
else
bank.
you gonna spend it on?
Let me check the bank. I have $900. Should I spend $900? See, the thing is like,
what else are you gonna do with it?
I mean, so you're right. I mean, that's the thing. I don't think I really have a problem spending the money. It's just that if I spend the money, then I have to drop somebody from the team, and I don't think I really have a huge problem dropping Latavius Murray. But then news came out this week that Alvin Kamara had like a foot thing. I think he's fine, but it was this like thing that came out a couple of times this week, whereas like he has a foot injury, and it was like,
yeah, wasn't he like limited participation, and then here at the end of the week he just didn't participate?
Yeah,
it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's good for me. I have him in the other league, which we'll get to later, but.
Yeah, so then I was like, shit, maybe I shouldn't drop him, but like I can't really drop my handcuff to Dalvin Cook. So then it's like, fuck, I don't really want to drop Brandon Ayuk. He's promising rookie.
See, I was playing the same game here where it's like, okay, well, what would I need to do? Who would I be willing to part with to get Taysom Hill? Because I don't love Kirk Cousins as my super flex guy. He's been good. He's been good as of late, but boy, I guess I should just play Kirk Cousins as my super flex.
He's been fine. He was fine last week.
That point and a half week 2 against Indianapolis is just.
No, that wasn't. Well, that was. I mean, he did exceptionally bad that game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep him. I have Jamal Williams. I don't know what to do with him. He was kind of a handcuff played when Aaron Jones is out, and I don't really know if I really want him or not. I probably should
handcuff.
I should probably keep him in case they don't in the somewhat likely scenario that Packers don't re-up on Aaron Jones.
Yep.
I have Antonio Brown, which is just kind of fun.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
That's the same way. On the same day, I grabbed him, and in the other league, I grabbed Des Bryant and played them both that week.
Hell yeah.
And that was dumb.
Des Bryant didn't do a whole lot.
No, he did nothing. Antonio Brown had like a catch and didn't do much. He's done, well, he did more last week. But
his role's growing.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll just stash him on the bench and let that flower bloom. But, I mean, I don't know. My roster otherwise, I feel like in this league, other than running back, is like, now that we've gotten through buys and injuries and stuff, for the most part, hopefully, I think it's kind of rounding back into form. With Cam Newton's fine, as long as the Patriots are playing better. Which, I don't know. He had the shit game against San Francisco. Other than that, he's been pretty good, solid. I don't know. Leonard Fournette. I hate to do it. I hate to have to play him, but with David Johnson, my star, my
your star,
my blockbuster trade to acquire him, where I sent Tariq Cohen and all my draft picks because I'm an idiot. Yeah, he's on IR, and then I don't really want to play Jamal Williams as RB2.
That's fair.
I've been tempted to do it. But anyways, receivers are really my strong suit. Or Devontae Adams. Hopefully he plays this week. He's has an ankle injury. Tyreek Hill's back after a bye week. Darren Waller is kind of balling out. Plus we get the tight end bonus in this league, which is good. And then Robert Woods. So.
Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna throw. Oh wait, no, never mind. We're recording right now. Isabel just texted me and she was like, "I'm coming home from work." She was like, I got her pizza from. Do you know what Illuminati's is?
That's a Chicago place, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, when you say that, I always think the way it rolls off the tongue. I know it's Lou Malnati. Yeah. It always sounds like Illuminati, like you got triangle pizza.
That's what I think actually too. The first time Isabel said that, I was like, I thought about the Illuminati as well. Anyway, sorry, just disregard everything I just said. I just had a mini panic attack.
Is there Lou Malnati's in fucking Madison?
No, I had to have it shipped here. It's her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, well,
so that's why I got it. Yeah, we got a birthday shout out to Isabel.
Shout out.
Yeah, damn son, your roster is actually thick as fuck in this league.
Yep.
I didn't realize how good it was.
Running back's the only spot where it's like, man, I'm not great. And that was the draft strategy. It was, boy, we're gonna pick it. We're at the back end of the draft. We're going chalk receivers, getting two of the top guys off the board, and then we'll figure out running back later. And it's still later. Still figuring it out. But and that's pretty much how I feel about if you want to switch to Beans. I mean, again, same draft strategy, but I feel the same way. Where now that people are back from buys, we got Michael Thomas working in the mix a little bit. I hit on a lottery. I got real lucky with James Robinson snatching him up right at the beginning of the season. He's been fantastic. Miles Sanders, whatever. But yeah, Devontae Adams playing as well as he's been. Michael Thomas maybe will do something yet this season. Holding out hope. Devontae Parker's pretty good. I got Calvin Ridley stashed on my bench when he comes back from injury.
That's looking good. Mike Davis was a solid pickup.
Yeah, with CMC getting hurt again, I mean that puts him right back in the lineup. So I'm in a good spot here in this league, I feel like. Also 6-4, but I think we're raring into form here as we get head down the stretch. Plus, I have a bye week against Finch this week.
Oh man, I had one of these weeks.
Oh damn it! He actually did up. I couldn't tell if he was actually updating his roster or not.
I don't think he did against me in week 9.
He definitely did because he had like 3 guys that were either injured or on bye. That are no longer in his lineup. Dang,
oh no, Finch fucking came. That's right. I thought I had a bye week against Finch, and it was way closer than it needed to be because that was the game where Christian McCaffrey came back just to make sure that I shit my pants a little bit. Dropped a 32 bomb on me real fast. I still won, but it was a little closer than it needed to be with Finch rolling out the lineup of fucking Wayne Gallman, J.D. McKissick, Le'Veon Bell against me, and a couple of scary moments here with Jonathan Taylor not quite pulling his weight last couple of weeks. Still won.
DeAndre Hopkins not doing a whole lot last night, only putting up 7 points in that Seattle-Arizona game. That's putting me in good shape here for the weekend.
It's key.
Damn, he's got Nick Chubb and... Well, he's got Nick Chubb. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got Nick Chubb. He's got Gio Bernard. I don't know why he's not playing him. Joe Mixon's out.
Oh, he's playing Alex Smith in his Superflex.
Hell yeah. Here we go.
Maybe.
Yeah,
so I don't know. 6-4, I feel pretty good about this one as well. So, I mean, same deal. Running back was kind of a mess. James Robinson's been a savior. But But my receivers getting healthy, hopefully staying healthy. I think we're going to be in good shape for a stretch run here.
All right.
But Ben,
Okay.
other than Ben's he's far and away the best one in this league. Did you have DK Metcalf and trade it to him? Trade him?
No, that was
Okay.
Dynasty League. I had DK.
And you traded him?
Yes.
Whoops.
You hate to see it. Well, so that one I'm a little okay about because what I got for him was Kareem Hunt and DJ Moore.
Oh, okay.
And so with that being said, like that guy, like when he was talking, he was like, you need another running back. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. And he was right. And it turns out he was absolutely right. Yes, I do, in fact, need a running back. And then he ended up being, fairly effective the last couple of weeks, and he's still effective with Nick Chubb in the lineup. So I don't know. I really don't have any running back depth at all beyond those two dudes. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not happy that I let go of DK Metcalf because he's playing exceptionally well this year. And DJ Moore is not playing exceptionally well in terms of fantasy, but I don't know. I needed a running back. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. Ben is I had him last week, and that was in the middle of my bye week hell, and a lot of people were hurt. And so I just kind of, I don't know, I somewhat threw in the towel against Ben here and rolled out Kirk Cousins and Nick Foles, the tandem, because I had Matt Ryan and Patrick Mahomes on bye. I had, who else do I have here? Joe Mixon was out. I should have played Malcolm Brown. I should have played T. Higgins. A.J. Brown had a whopping 2.6 points. So, and there was a situation, too, with the Cardinals where, Kenyon Drake was coming back, but he was still kind of hurt. And, it was a perfect storm of, I'm not going to win this week, I don't think. But in the case that there's a major shootout between the Vikings and the Bears, I'll try to capitalize on that. And so I threw my eggs in that basket, and surprise, surprise, I got fucking destroyed. However, things are kind of rounding out here. I'm not as confident, I think, as you are in my lineup. I did manage to make this just stellar what the hell trade with Andrew Stroman here, where I traded DJ Moore and Justin Jackson for Chase Edmonds to handcuff him to Kenyon Drake. And then Andrew Stroman dropped DJ Moore, so I picked DJ Moore back up. So I traded a broken Justin Jackson for Chase Edmonds. And
nice.
So that I was pretty happy about that. I don't know, that probably doesn't work in a league where people are paying attention. But here we are. And so that's that. I'm not terribly happy because they seem to be giving Joe Mixon the AJ Green treatment where they're declaring him day to day for this is going to be 4 weeks now. So that's not awesome, but you do what you do. I'm hoping Jonathan Taylor has a bounce back game against Green Bay here. It seems like this would be the game if there was ever going to be a game because Green Bay is not very good at running back situations. So if there's ever going to be a time for Jonathan Taylor down the stretch here to come to form, I think this is it. He also has 2 games against Houston in weeks 13 and 15. So he has opportunities to play some weaker defenses to try to, I don't know, be the person who everybody thought he was going to be. But that's kind of a dice roll on that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I have a fucking ton of wide receivers that are pretty dank, but nobody who's AJ Brown's a top 10 wide receiver probably, but the rest of these dudes are solid wide receiver 2s almost definitely. So it's I'm looking at these dudes and it's dang, I can't even play all these fucking dudes, but all these guys are all reliable, but nobody's a stud. Like nobody's like a Calvin Ridley or like a Devontae Adams. They're like, I don't know, the Robert Woods kinds of players. Like Robert Woods, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyler Boyd, DJ Moore, T. Higgins are literally all wide receiver 2s. And so it's like all you guys are like pretty good, but like it'd be cool if I had like a better dude.
Yeah, you got a bunch of guys that could go off any week. They'll have like 1 or 2 weeks a season where they'll be the guy for that game. Yeah, whereas what you're looking for is somebody who's the guy all but 1 or 2 weeks a season.
Right.
Which is what I have.
Right. So, I don't know. I kind of looked around for a while, and for a while I was kind of like trying to like see if I could make some moves, but it's like I don't even think it's worth it. I'm looking at it, and it's like I don't think like there's nobody I really have. Like, of course, there's people that is like, yeah, I don't know, it'd be nice to have that guy, but between this league and between my law league, it's like trying to like negotiate trades with like leagues where it's like there isn't already like trade inertia, like people already like making moves and stuff as like a natural thing that's happening in the league. It's really hard to like get that ball rolling and like get people on the same page in terms of like, oh yeah, we can like swap people, or like this is how I value this person, and that's roughly, like everybody's kind of like-minded in terms of like, all right, like yeah, that guy's a wide receiver 2, or that guy's a wide receiver 1, or that guy has upside, that guy does not have upside. Anyway, thought about it a lot, and I think I'm just gonna stick with my dudes and hope that one of them really explodes here into the stratosphere. Like,
yeah, these are my guys.
Yeah, and I'm standing by them.
Oh, just saw some news here. Devontae Adams, Jair Alexander, and I don't know, some other third person. I didn't see who it was. But one off of it, or both are all off. The injury report will play on Sunday against the Colts.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, Alan Lazard's maybe. Don't know yet.
Well, that's probably good. Indy's defense has been pretty formidable. I don't think the running game is going to be incredible on Sunday, but hopefully, some stuff through the air. Like last week, we didn't really talk about the Jacksonville game. To be honest with you, I watched not a lot of it.
I watched the whole thing. It was not fun to watch.
This is a pretty, fishy game. I don't know.
It was a classic 2019 Green Bay Packers game.
Yeah, I was probably, when you texted that, I was like, yeah, dude, I don't know. That's probably the best way to put it. Like, this game that we absolutely have no business dropping, like playing fucking Jake Luton and the mash menagerie of what's left in Jacksonville. Like, there's no reason the Packers have any right to be within arm's length of this team with the way that they're playing against some of the most premier teams. And holy shit, I thought for a long time it was like, this is it, like we're gonna fucking lose this game, man. And everybody's gonna be like, the Packers are frauds. It's
like if we're going back a little ways, that 15-1 season in 2011, I want to say the one loss was to the Chiefs that year, who went 2-14.
Yuck.
Or maybe it was to maybe it was a bad Tampa team. But yeah, it seems like when the Packers are really good, they do that every year, where once in a while where they just really play down to their competition. So who was their one loss this year? It was to so the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City Week 15. And what was their record? Kansas City finished the year in 2011 with a record of something. 7-9. Okay, maybe they're better than 2-14.
Mediocre. Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't awesome to watch. I mean, James Robinson has been a really good running back, so it's like I don't know what there is to say. Like we knew he was going to be the focal point of the game. Like certainly Jake Luton was not going to be the focal point of the game, and he wasn't. He threw for 169 yards, a touchdown, an interception. James Robinson had 23 carries for 109 yards. So I don't know. That's not really like great for the prospects of like playing some of these other teams that have strong running games. And in this game, it was. I mean, we made some. There was the magic earlier in the game where Aaron Rodgers hit MVS for that massive like 80-yard touchdown. That looked pretty awesome. And then after that, it kind of we sputtered for quite some time.
Yeah, he threw the bad pick. That was, I don't know what the fuck he was seeing there on that crossing route.
Yeah, the dude was just, like you said, he was just sitting on that route the entire time, so I don't even know, like, it looked particularly bad when they played the replay from, like, the perspective of, like, looking from the quarterback. It's like...
Yep, there he is.
Yeah, he's following him the entire way.
And then Devontae had that bad fumble.
Yeah.
And then they gave it the punt return. I mean, they just did a handful of dumb things that I'll let Jacksonville hang around.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. On one hand, it's like it was kind of egregious, some of these mistakes, but I mean, you hope that almost like gives them a little bit of a kick to play against a team like Indianapolis, who doesn't like have the most like high octane offense rolling right now, but their defense is certainly pretty stingy. So hoping that the Packers can. And I didn't think the Jacksonville Jaguars had a particular, strength in the defense here. I didn't think they had I'm trying to remember from anything I've listened to recently that tells me anything about the Jags defense. I thought they were just their secondary is blown up. I don't think their linebacking core is like stopping the run particularly well. Front seven isn't doing an awesome job. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was.
But yeah, you watching that game, I mean, it was pretty telltale. I think I said this to you that. The Packers running those bubble screens, and if nothing else, Jacksonville was just coming downhill and being aggressive on those. And then Jacksonville ran one or two in their on offense, same thing, and it was like night and day difference watching the same play being defended completely different ways. Where the Packers were much more passive, and I don't know, with that secondary not being as aggressive, with having a bunch of young guys out there, but they're kind of getting blocked and not. I don't know, they weren't playing as physical on defense, and I hate to say it, but this Packers defense is soft. I hate using that phrase to describe a team or a defense or anything, but you watch that game, and Jacksonville was way more physical on both sides of the ball.
Soft defense. Was there anybody besides Jair Alexander that was out for us? Kevin King.
Our top two corners are down. So you had you had Chandon Sullivan Island, Captain Sully out there, locking down on DJ Chark, and I think Kadar Holman and Josh Jackson. Some combination of those three.
Oh boy.
Yeah, not great.
Stood fine still though, and playing Jake Luton, so it's not like you're playing against the best of the best here, but held DJ Chark to 4 receptions for 56 yards. It's all we can really ask of these fine folks. Josh Jackson, was he playing?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had enough of him.
You've had enough of him?
I've seen enough.
It's really disappointing, man, because it was damn, it felt like we really took our secondary from being just total fucking garbo in goddamn, what year was it? 2015? 2016. I mean, we've made fun of it so many times, but it was like, yeah, I don't know. We got to like probably address this at some point. And it felt like it was like, damn, like our depth is like, our top 3 dudes between Kevin King, Jair Alexander, Josh Jackson. Like Josh Jackson, who was like a first round pick, like mocked for a long time. Like, dang, we have a lot of dudes. And Tremont Williams, who is like playing at a pretty high level still, despite his age. Like we got 4 dudes like last year who's like these guys are looking on paper they should be pretty solid, and like now it's like Chandon Sullivan is like easily beating out Josh Jackson, and like when Josh Jackson's in, it's like what is this dude really doing? Like he's supposed to be like the tall dude who covers the big body wide receivers, and it's like I don't think he's doing that. I don't know what he's doing out there. He's not covering like their.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of it's like Jair Alexander is covering the number 1 like what he's playing lights out, and he's covering fucking these dudes. Who the fuck did he cover one of these weeks?
Julio Jones.
Maybe. I'm trying to think. Fuck. Who the Packers fucking played this year?
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, I think. I think that might have been who I was thinking of.
No, they haven't played the Bears yet.
Maybe not then.
What about was he going up against Justin Jefferson?
Maybe Mike Evans. That's who I was thinking of. He was covering Mike Evans that game, I think.
Dang.
He shut him down.
Love to see it.
Mike Evans is a lot bigger of a dude. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see a dude like it. I shouldn't really complain a whole lot because it's like we were saying not too long ago that it was like we just had fucking nobody. We had Ladarius Gunter was our CB1 out there, so having a dude who can like cover their guy like on the other team is a lot more than what we had in recent years. But golly, would it be awesome if we had a dude that we drafted in the 2nd round that played up to his value, like you're saying, doesn't get all of his usage on special teams. Got dudes for that.
Yeah, I don't know. 2nd round pick for special teamers is not great return on that value, on that investment. But whatever.
I was like, looking at Justin Jefferson ball out, it was like we couldn't have gotten Justin Jefferson in the 2020 draft, but
we got Patrick Queen in the 2020 draft,
man, that's what I was gonna mention. I was like, we couldn't have gotten that, but we definitely could have gotten Patrick Queen.
Yep.
And that is something that it was like in the middle of the night, I think I was thinking about this, or maybe it was in the middle of the night.
Sweat. God damn it.
Patrick Queen. It was because I watched the Bears-Vikings game, I think, and I was talking to Isabel maybe about Justin Jefferson, and it was like we couldn't have gotten him. And then I kind of was thinking, it was like, but Patrick Queen was definitely there.
Chase Claypool was still around.
He sure was. Michael Pittman Jr., he was still there.
Duvernay was still there. Donovan Peoples-Jones was still on there.
Van Jefferson. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We can do this all day, but
we always do it in every show. It's just through the draft.
T. Higgins was fucking there.
Yep.
I'm mad about that one too. That's a dude that we could have had. But anyway, yeah, it was like, fuck. What if we would have taken Patrick Queen instead of Jordan Love? Like, fuck, man. Patrick Queen's like playing pretty well. I don't know, because like they obviously their defense is not our defense, so maybe Patrick Queen wouldn't have been a baller, but like would have been nice. Have some fucking
would have been willing to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. This Packers team's all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
All that to say, then they're sitting in they're number one in the NFC right now.
I know, right? We're like bitching about this stuff, but like they're playing exceptionally well, and it's just is like it's one of those things. I think it's really just like the PTSD from the Niners game where it's like, holy shit, man. This like Packer, it looks the exact same. Like watching James Robinson run all over the Packers, it was like watching Raheem Mostert run all over the Packers.
Yeah,
it's like, holy fuck, man. Like we're gonna get our ass blasted by somebody here down the stretch. Fucking Derrick Henry probably is. I'm looking at the schedule. It's probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah, honestly, the schedule lays out pretty nicely. I mean, this Colts game is gonna be good. It'll be a good test. They have a good defense. I think their offensive line's pretty good, even though they're not running the ball great. Or Jonathan Taylor isn't, at least. So this will be a good one. But then after that, the schedule is kind of thin until that Titans game with Chicago, Philadelphia, at Detroit, and the Panthers. Panthers are scrappy, but they're not great. So, I mean, Colts. I mean, all these games are winnable. Plus, you get the Titans down the stretch. They're not playing well lately here. It's a bad matchup with Tractor Cito in that running game. But, yeah, going back to last year's first game of 2019, that Bears, we get 2 games against the Bears yet. The Bears offense will make your defense look great.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to.
It'll be a good moral boost.
Regardless
that's a good game
offense.
to have to end the season on.
Yeah.
I mean, to be like for real though. I mean, especially this like one that's coming up with Nick Foles out. It's we're either gonna get the Mitchell Trubisky show, which isn't really a given. It's kind of what I'm expecting to happen, but was he injured? Did he have COVID?
No, Mitchell Trubisky, he got in late in one of the games and injured his shoulder in garbage time a couple weeks ago.
That's what it is.
And then, yeah, Nick Foles got hurt right at the end of the game on Monday this week, and so you had David Fales finishing off that game. I don't know what the injury report is for this week for them. I don't know who's. I think Nick Foles is playing.
Is he really?
I think so.
Oh man,
I don't know.
That hit was huge. I was like, oh man, like he landed completely on that shoulder. It's like, holy shit. If he's playing, that's like, man, what a trooper. And he got the ball out.
Well,
got rid of it.
Being a trooper, like fucking Drew Brees, man. Like
that fucking dude.
I saw, I was watching highlights on before the Sunday night game on Sunday last week, and they're showing like, yeah, Drew Brees, he's hurt. He had hits, and then he took himself out of the game. Yeah, he must be in some pain. And I was like, okay, cracked rib or something. But I was like, oh, what was it? He had
broke several ribs
and collapsed a lung. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And he was like, it was even a question.
Yeah, we just walked off the field. This dude's like 40.
Man.
I might need to sit out a couple of reps here.
Jameis, it's on you. I'm not feeling too hot right now.
Just kidding. It's on you, Taysom.
Broke my whole fucking rib cage and collapsed a lung.
I'm 40. That's what's wrong. Can't do this shit anymore, Jameis. Can't take hits like that. Yeah, goodness gracious. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you're 40, but it's like, jeez. I mean, it's kind of interesting to like put him into like perspective, like some of the other quarterbacks that are up there. It seems like Drew Brees seems to be like a little bit. I'm not even a little bit. I mean, like considerably more mobile and like athletic than some of these other dudes that are still playing, like Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Alex Smith. I guess he doesn't really count because his leg was fucking. He exploded.
I think Aaron Rodgers is more mobile than Drew Brees. Drew Brees is really good at looking mobile in the pocket.
It's that tennis form.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. When he played at home, like right before the game, one time for Tundra Line, I was like, some article was talking about how his like pocket mobility was highly influenced by his like tennis upbringing, and his footwork has a lot to do with that. And I remember just staring at it that whole game, and it was like, man, it's right. His footwork, it just looks beautiful. It's very graceful.
40 love.
Yeah, it's like, my goodness. Like, that guy moves very gracefully for a 40-year-old. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the way you put it is like he's deceptively immobile. Like he looks like he's mobile, but if he ever gets off for like a scramble, like I don't think he scrambles a whole lot in that offense. Like that's the whole thing is like he has Michael Thomas to throw the slant route to every other fucking play. So like why would you ever need to scramble?
Yeah, half the time it's a slant route to Michael Thomas, and the other half it's a check down at the line of scrimmage to
Alvin Kamara. Yeah. So like why would you ever need to run when you can have somebody else run for you? Yeah. So in any case,
That's Packers, baby.
as Packers,
Yo, you want to talk about the fucking Badgers? I got a hypothetical for you.
what's your hypo?
Here, maybe not this hypothetical. The best case scenario for this season. They're right now sitting at 2-0 with dominant wins over Illinois and Michigan. So they've already had 2 games canceled. If they have a third canceled for COVID, then they're ineligible to play in the Big Ten championship game.
Right.
So here's best case scenario. They get a third game canceled. They finish the season 5-0, and then the playoff committee looks at them and says, I don't know what to do with this Wisconsin team, but we're not putting them in the playoffs. Wisconsin goes to a bowl game, beats whoever they play in the bowl game, 6-0, perfect season, 2020 national champions. At least they can make a claim. They can make a claim like UCF did.
Ooh.
That to me is the most realistic path to a national title.
You're probably right.
Not an outright one by any means, but at least you could make an argument for it. You can print the T-shirts.
Wow.
But I don't know. Hopefully they don't get any more games canceled.
Well, we have a big game in a couple weeks here against ranked number 9 Indiana.
Yeah, what the hell? I know, we're looking at that schedule beginning of the season. It's like, oh, the 2 crossover games are what, Indiana and who's the other? Oh, Michigan. Okay, well, crush Michigan, and then it's like, well, Indiana, they're not good. Missed Ohio State and Penn State. It's like, fuck, can we trade Indiana for Penn State?
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. It seems like both those head coaches could be out at the end of the season, which would be interesting.
James Franklin's got other. I don't know if you saw the article that came out today. James Franklin's got other issues besides being 0-4.
No, what's his?
So there was, and I remember reading about this story a little while back, and it came back up again.
Oh, was it the fighting?
Yeah, there's that kid that was getting bullied or he was fighting, and and I was reading this, I'm like, this kind of all sounds familiar, and there was some horseplay in the locker room or in the showers, and then there was the line that some player said to this kid, like, I'm going to Jerry Sandusky you. It's like, oh, I remember that line. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? That's fucked up. And then, so the reason this came back up today was this, the player that was the alleged victim here of all this was claiming that he had a conversation, like, in a car with James Franklin, and he's like, yeah, don't go to the police. If you go to the police, you're out of here. So it's like, oh, well, that's probably not a good thing to say.
That's not the right way to approach that.
Boy, sweep it under the rug the Penn State way.
Fuck, that's awful.
Yeah, so that's from what I can remember about reading this thing. There's a lot more details in the ESPN article. But yeah, and I didn't remember this, but James Franklin also had similar issues at Vanderbilt when he was head coach, where there was a number of players that were, I want to say they were involved in sexual assault scandals on campus. So it was something that he's had issues with in the past at his previous stop, and that was a big red flag when he got hired in the wake of being only a couple of years removed from the Jerry Sandusky scandal, and it's kind of rearing in not unsimilar way, kind of rearing its head again.
Yikes!
So shut it down. Death penalty.
Sure. Do it again.
No more Penn State football.
I wouldn't even be mad after watching that fucking, what is it, the documentary that you recommended a long time ago about
Happy
all
Valley? Yeah,
the shit in the wake of Jerry Sandusky. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. Like, that town is fucking, it's a goddamn cult.
it 100% is.
Like, shut it down. I don't care. Don't give a shit. Big Ten football doesn't need it.
Michigan State's not far behind them, and you got Baylor.
Shut it all down.
Fortunately, those places aren't as big-time football programs like Penn State was. It's another level there.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, well, I mean, either way, this
also the
allegation.
This year.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, allegation aside, I think like that certainly doesn't look good from like a rational person's perspective, but it may just move the money bags, the boosters over there if James Franklin can't win a fucking game.
Bring Bill O'Brien back.
Kind of, sure. I don't know who gives a shit, but like him and Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh for obviously just performance reasons, not like shithead reasons like that. I mean, people have seemed to be like on this like fire Jim Harbaugh thing for some time. Like it seems like every year when they just slightly underachieve and fail to beat Ohio State. Seems like it's like, where is Jim Harbaugh sticking around? Or are they keeping Jim Harbaugh? And for a long time, I mean, I think the couple of times I've spoken to you about it is like, yeah, I don't know, you keep Jim Harbaugh because who the fuck else are you going to hire?
Yeah, how could you, who could you possibly get that's going to be better than Jim Harbaugh?
Right.
Oh, you can't beat Ohio State. Yeah, nobody can.
Right.
So what, the only person that can is Dabo Swinney, is Clemson.
Perfect. So just do that.
Get him, sure. Yeah, he's going to lead that program that he built out there in South
Get
Carolina.
Nick Saban.
Yeah, yippee.
Right. I don't know. Like, I'm unsure what the, like, I don't know who you blow up the program for at this point. Like, Jeff
Fisher.
Oh, goodness. Bill O'Brien.
John Harbaugh. Try the other one.
Who else? Adam Gase when he gets fired. Here we go. The face of Michigan football.
Well, let's see. I'm sure every Michigan blog has done this, but potential coaching replacements for Jim Harbaugh. Chip Kelly. Urban Meyer.
That would be so funny.
Let's see. This is some college football blog thing. Who do they got here? Matt Campbell from Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Sure. PJ Fleck.
Okay.
Maybe. Oregon's Mario Cristobal. Luke Fickell from Cincinnati. Dave Clawson from Wake Forest. Boise State's Brian Harsin. Did any of those names do anything for you?
Not really. I mean, I know Iowa State has been like on the upswing.
Yeah, was it Matt Campbell? He was linked to some NFL jobs, wasn't he?
I think so. And Iowa State, is their quarterback? Iowa State quarterback. Brock Purdy, I think that's his name.
Yeah, that's him.
I think he's playing pretty well.
I don't know. Drafted.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Iowa State's been on the upswing, and they've had some skill position dudes go pretty high pretty recently. So I don't know. Sure.
Notably undrafted superstar Alan Lazard.
No. Didn't go in the draft per se, but in the draft process, you could argue. Yeah, I don't know. Sure. Blow it up for Matt Campbell. Do it. I fucking want you to.
Yeah, none of these dudes are doing anything for me. Hire if Coach O gets fired, hire him.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be something?
That would be strictly for shithead reasons, but
you could.
Could, maybe, probably not going to happen. The whole LSU thing seems like kind of like a cult.
Yeah, I mean, last year Michigan, so they lost to Wisconsin at Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. They lost to Penn State, who was ranked 7th by 1 score. They lost to number 1 Ohio State at Michigan by quite a bit, and then they played Alabama.
Yeah, those are quality losses. All things considered.
Yeah, they went 9-4, but like the people they played were like pretty good. I mean,
yeah, for firing people for not beating Ohio State, I mean, Paul Chris should be on the chopping block, right?
Kind of. I don't know. So Wisconsin went 9-4 last year. Lost to Ohio State twice, lost to Illinois, and then lost to Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Perfect.
I don't know. Every year Wisconsin doesn't lose, or Wisconsin always loses to Ohio State, and it was just kind of like the way it is. I don't know. It's fine.
We know. That's the thing. Is like we know what we are. We'll get them we'll beat
Big
Ohio
Ten
State
West
every
champions.
once in a while. Yeah, and we'll take care of business in the Big Ten West, and we'll go lose the Rose Bowl.
Exactly.
No more, no less.
Yes, this is the way.
Sometime, well, I shouldn't say no more, no less, but that's pretty much an average season. That is what the expectation should be. If we get more, great. If things go awry in the middle for some reason, well, that's all right. We'll just get some more offensive linemen and run the ball next year better.
Yes.
I couldn't believe I was going through the roster, the Badger roster, and like a lot of the skill position guys are from out of state, and all but one of the offensive linemen, and there's like 30 of them, are from Wisconsin.
Hell yeah.
Which I guess I had never really actually looked at the roster and seen where all these dudes are from, but all of them are homegrown dudes.
Dairy blood.
And maybe one guy was from Michigan or Iowa.
Some other Midwestern state.
Yes.
That's what we do, baby. O-line you.
Yep.
I honestly, like, when those things come out, it's just like, I don't know, like, sure, give somebody else RBU. Like, I don't really think, like, it should be Wisconsin, because it's, like, it's purely by the virtue of the fact that for whatever reason, we have just a conveyor belt of, like, pretty decent linemen. Like, not all of them are going to be, like, first-round picks, but, like, it's, like, every, like, 4 or 5 years, we probably get one. And, like, we get, like, most of the dudes off the like starting offensive line get drafted in some capacity.
Yeah, with varying levels of success in the league, but they're all in there for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, just getting like a dude drafted as an offensive lineman, I feel like is like pretty, it's pretty
absolutely.
High achieving success there. So like, like you said, just having like 30 fucking dudes who are like just are coming from the state, just like popping up from the ground and evolving into ultra linemen. Like, sure, I don't know. This is what we're good at. Give the running back university thing to, I don't know, Alabama, along with every other one.
Yeah, that's honestly what it is. No, like Texas and LSU. Oh, we're DBU. No, we're DBU. It's like, no, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama's everything.
You guys don't get it. There is one university for every single position, and it's Alabama.
Yeah, except quarterback, and that's on its. That's gonna get ready to change. This Mac Jones guy is gonna be okay. They got some other 5 stars there. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they had Tua, and Jalen Hurts was fine. But before Alabama had some like real shitty quarterbacks. Like, remember Jake Coker?
Yeah, and Blake Sims. Remember him?
Oh man. Oh no.
Yeah, they had AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron. Oh goodness. Yeah. I pulled up a Wikipedia page here of it, and yeah, Blake Sims, Greg McElroy.
Yeah, Greg McElroy, he was pretty good.
We got Freddie Kitchens here, 95-97.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Cooper Bateman,
Oh,
Blake
No.
Barnett.
no.
Yeah, we got a real history here. So, right, yeah, give that to, I don't know, somebody else. But DBU. No, none of you are DBU.
It's probably Alabama. Oh, wide receiver you. Who's wide receiver you know? Definitely Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Calvin Ridley. Those are just the guys that came off the top of my head.
I mean, right. Like, and those are all, like, dudes that are, like, playing. Like,
Those are all recent guys who are ballers.
I wish I had a fucking, like, let's see here. What is this fucking, I just want a Wikipedia page. Is best Alabama Crimson Tide wide receivers of all time, and I go to this list and fucking I scroll down and it's got Sean Alexander on here.
Running back.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, running back you. Probably Alabama.
Probably Alabama.
Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, I mean
Glenn
Eddie Lacy, Derrick Henry, obviously,
Yeah, Heisman Trophy winner Mark Ingram.
Kenyon Drake.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So like,
Damian Harris go to Alabama?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Eddie Lacy. Who's the guy on the Bills who's on the Jaguars? I forget his name.
TJ Yeldon.
Him.
Yeah, he was on those teams, wasn't he?
There's somebody else.
Somebody more
blanking.
recent than Sean Alexander.
24/7 Sports. You got a better list here? No, these are Trent Richardson,
Wow.
Mark Ingram. Did you say Mark Ingram?
I said Mark Ingram.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's probably enough of them.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. It's that you're right. That's kind of what I think every single year too when these things pop up. Like, it's usually in the off season at some point. Like some point in like, I don't know, February, maybe March, maybe. It's like these things start to pop up probably around draft season, honestly, like or just anticipating draft season. I think. Where it's like you start to like, oh, you just saw these prospects. Here's these dudes. It'll probably be this year. It will probably be like, what is it? Doesn't Alabama, they have 2 wide receivers this year who are going to get
Jalen
drafted?
Waddle and
Devonta Smith.
yeah.
Yeah. So it'll probably be wide receiver, you baby.
Yeah. Well, here, yeah, and okay, we're talking DBU. How about Minka Fitzpatrick and Eddie Jackson? They're pretty good. How about Marlon Humphrey, Cyrus Jones,
Oh, jeez,
Landon Collins? Remember him?
man.
Clinton
Remember him?
Pretty
God.
good.
Drake Kirkpatrick, Kareem Jackson. Let's see.
Oh, a little guy by the name of I don't know, Tony Brown.
Remember him? Tony Brown?
Yeah, I don't know. Shocker. Alabama's good. I mean, that's why it's Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson. Those are their top 3. Those are far and above the 3 premier college football programs, and there's everybody else.
Yep. And that's just desserts. I don't know.
Damn, that the Notre Dame game.
Until we start paying players, we're not going to get any parity in this league.
And even when you start paying players.
Still won't have very much parity, but, some crazy shit can happen. All right, we're gonna give Graham Mertz, this big ass contract.
Or just like one season, some oil man's gonna be, or Jerry Jones is gonna say, all right,
Yeah,
for 2
right.
seasons,
Probably.
I'm all in on Arkansas, baby. Blank checkbook for like for a very short period of time, but we're gonna get ourselves some players.
Hey Graham, you want to come play for Mississippi State for I don't know $10 million? How's that sound?
I can launder it all through a car dealership.
Or just on this contract, because
no,
I can pay you whatever I want.
Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It would be pretty fun though to see like what would happen with some of these dudes. Like, if we could pay players, and like, would Trevor Lawrence stay for another year? Make some money?
Oh, Jets number 1. I don't know.
Whoa, can you guys bump up my contract? Clemson.
Oh, you know what I thought of? I thought of a dumb college football rule that'd be fun. If you get drafted in the first 3 rounds and you're out of the league within 5 years, you should be able to go back to your college and just play indefinitely.
Indefinitely?
Yeah, every team has like an all-time all-time player slot.
All right, and here comes Ohio State, led by J.T. Barrett.
Yep. Nope, didn't work out. It was just like an all-time quarterback. Because it didn't have to be quarterback, but if you were really good in college and it just didn't work out in the pros, you should have like every school should have one alumni slot.
Oh man,
that you can like hire him as a player coach.
The field commander.
Yeah, it's like, oh, JT Barrett's going to actually play for 10 years.
He's a fucking 30-year-old man out there playing
with these kids. Or, oh, damn, John Clay, didn't work out for you. Come on back to Wisconsin and run behind this offensive line.
Yeah. God. Now we're cooking with gas, these ideas. Pitch this to the NCAA. Hear me out.
Legacy slots.
We call this the Back to School program. TM.
The guy's not in school, but he's on the staff, but he can play.
Now get this. He draws up the plays, and then he goes out there and executes them.
Yep. We'll give him a different colored jersey so you can't sack him.
We'll give him a set of flags.
Yeah, Tim Tebow can go back to Florida and play there. Johnny Manziel can go to Texas A&M. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. See some. I mean, I feel like that's half the reason why we watched like the AAF and the fucking XFL, because it was like seeing some of these dudes that like kind of failed in the NFL, and it's like, oh, like here's a dude who is really good in college, and
oh yeah, I remember this guy. I remember so and so. I remember Garrett Gilbert at SMU.
Oh man, what could have been for the Cowboys?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too. Well. We'll see what happens here with the fantasy landscape. We'll see what happens with the Packers. A lot of things moving and shaking here. Yeah, we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah, have a good Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble.